Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. Here's what we have in the bulletin. St. James Health Department to intensify meat inspection. Crime trending downwards in St. James. And later in sports, JFF not worried about matches at the National Stadium with news of impending repair work at the facility. Thank you for joining us. I'm Carrie Simpson. Here are the details. The St. James Public Health Department says it will be commencing monitoring activities as a festive season is fast approaching. Speaking at the recent sitting of the St. James Municipal Corporation monthly meeting, Chief Inspector Shanika Lewis revealed that inspections will include the monitoring of meats for safe human consumption.
Activity will commence mid-November and will go on to mid-January next year.
She highlighted that there has been an increase in the number of poultry operators in the parish that the Public Health Department is not aware of.
They are being sold to schools and other food handling establishments in the parish. So we just want to advise all poultry farmers, backyard farmers who slaughter chicken to contact the St. James Health Department, and a public health inspector will conduct the inspection of these poultry meats and will issue to you a certificate of inspection. And this is done free of charge. Just give us about a 2 days notice of your intention to slaughter these chickens.
Head of the St. James Police, Superintendent Aaron Samuels, is reporting success in the Safe School program since the start of the new school year. He shared details at the recent St. James Monthly Municipal Corporation meeting.
We have had now a focus on community policing of recent with the reduction that we're seeing has caused us to be able to focus a little bit more on the interactions that we have within the community and within the schools. And we've seen since the start of the school year some real work being done within the schools. The incidence of the influence of gangsters within the school has been reduced. We're happy to note that some of the recommendations that we've made to some of the schools have been put in place, which has seen an ease in the incidence of violence.
He also revealed that there has been a reduction in the incidence of crime
since the start of the year, albeit that we have had some in very recent time. We've been having some issues in the Lilliput space. We are doing as best as we can to get the information to cauterize the situation, which we have been of recent. It is indeed one of those cases where we are trying to ensure that the citizens along that stretch and within St. James are feeling a bit more safer.
President of the Paul Bogle Taxi Association in St. Thomas, Kirk Brown, is appealing to the National Works Agency to urgently correct work done on the Pamphret Main Road. He says after just a few hours of rainfall yesterday, there was visible damage to the roadway. He is calling on the agency to immediately address the issue.
There's water running from off the side of the hill, running onto the road, and that's causing the road to sink. And we are talking about the new asphalt road. So we really need the contractor to look into this, the condition of the road and correct where they go wrong, because we constantly seeing changes, especially when it rains. It constantly damaging the new surface. And we're not even talking about the other areas that is not finished as yet. So we are appealing to the contractor to correct these problems, because it only getting from bad to worse.
The Jamaica Fire Brigade is gearing up for the 2024 Fire and Life Safety Week, scheduled to take place from October 27 to November 2. This annual initiative focuses on educating the public on the importance of fire prevention, preparation, and survival. Speaking at the recent Portland Municipal Corporation's monthly meeting, Superintendent Wendell Patterson says by educating the public, we can reduce the risk of fires and save lives.
There's an increase in the reliance on digital technology, and we intend to educate the public on the challenges, the hazards, and the advantages of technology and fire safety. This year, Portland Division will be having our week of activities. Well, the week of activities is throughout the entire island.
Education Minister Favour Williams has stressed that the climate crisis extends far beyond an environmental issue. Speaking at the International Climate Conference at the University of Technology this week, Ms. Williams emphasized the critical need to engage students at all levels in climate change discussions.
The effect of the heat associated with the much higher temperatures. We worry about the receding coastlines and more erratic weather patterns and disasters that are increasing in frequency and intensity. Regrettably, this is our new reality, and adaptation and mitigation must take place now.
She says this inclusive approach recognizes that climate change impacts various aspects of society, from economic growth and job creation to health and wellness.
Are important and provide an opportunity for Jamaica to reinforce its commitment to climate action, to learn, and more importantly, to share. Research shows that when students are equipped with knowledge about climate science and sustainability, they are more likely to make informed decisions, adopt green practices, and contribute to a more resilient society. It is my hope that we can foster these skills and that we can prepare a generation of climate-conscious citizens.
Despite fixes to water leaks in St. Mary, the National Water Commission, NWC, is still coming under pressure from several councillors. This as they say hundreds of residents in the parish continue to be faced with inadequate potable water from the commodity provider.
The NWC was taken to task at the recent sitting of the Infrastructure and Traffic meeting of the St. Mary Municipal Corporation over what is being said is a lack of adequate water in the parish. Councillors were up in arms as they say the parish has numerous water resources and should not be faced with such a challenge.
For more than 3, half our chief division have no water, and not even a little information to send out to let the residents know that this is happening and whatever is happening.
No, Councillor, that was sent out, Councillor.
No.
I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. It was sent out, alright. I am not the one who sent it out, but this one, it was sent over on the ear. Yeah, man, come in at the group. I said the White River system out for, they even state the period. I'm having the same problem in Portland because we state the period in it.
As for the 3 Health Scheme area, acting water production manager at the NWC for St. Mary, Rowan Forrester, says water is regulated on a phase-by-phase basis. This means that each phase will receive water on varied days. But that's not the only issue.
When the plant is out and reported to control send it out to JPS. I don't know when control send the number to JPS. I will get the reference number. JPS is a shown in the park for them. We have to constantly be calling.
Councillor for the Boscobel Division, Fitzroy Wilson, says while residents in his division are receiving water during the days, it's a different situation when night falls.
Night falls. If you don't hurry home to get a shower by 8, you better wait until 8 the next morning. We're saying that there's too much water in St. Mary. Go ask 730 residents, the people who are working, people who work, and hotel workers who work and come up for shift 10 o'clock can't shower.
Mr. Forrester noted that the issue is due to the NWC getting water from the Bogue facility, which is fed from Duns River in St. Ann. He further noted that at nights there's a turnoff in some areas, which is aimed at building storage for adequate water to supply areas as far as St. Ann's Bay and Port Maria for the next day. However, despite that clarification, Mr. Wilson has called for a detailed investigation as he believes there is a leak. But according to the water production manager, those checks were previously done.
We did a check on the entire lower section because if, say, example, there's a leak down there and it's at the lower section, then the persons that are complaining to you mainly is the persons that they near up to the road. You see, go?
Yeah.
Like Mr. Irons and them people.
Yeah, man, cut in the first road.
Right, so I say, if the water, after go down at the bottom and build up and come up, so if something wrong down at the lower section, then we would have the problem at the upper section. And we did all of that check. We spent like about 3 days down there. So Mr. Simpson, till all him get upset with me, say, me a pressure him to go do that. When he can't find out, we send the NRW team there with the leaking detection things, nothing. We came back and checked the connection.
O'Shane Masters, TVJ News.
After widespread complaints about frequent power cuts in several communities in Portmore St. Catherine, the Jamaica Public Service is insisting that the matter has been resolved. Residents complain that they have been gravely inconvenienced and impacted by the disruption.
Highly irritating and discombobulating for the citizens. We have a number of people here who work online and they can't work. There's no internet.
I myself have lost a motherboard.
I lost a fridge compressor recently in August. And I can't say it's JPS. The fridge was under 10 years old. If I go to JPS, they're not going to give me back the money.
When contacted, the JPS said a team was dispatched to the affected communities and the matter has since been resolved. And we take a break. More local stories when we return. Welcome back to the Midday News. A Clarendon family needs your help in locating a missing relative this afternoon. He is 79-year-old Marcel Barrett from Huntspen in the parish. According to reports, Mr. Barrett was at home on October 14, that's Monday, October 14, when he went missing. He was last seen wearing a black t-shirt, red shorts, and a pair of slippers. The relatives say he also suffers from dementia. If you see or know the whereabouts of Mr. Barrett, you can call his relatives at 876-774-7049 or 876-358-8121. You can also call the Lionel Town Police at 876-986-3233, the Maypen Police at 876-986-2208 or 119. It's now time for the Business Minute.
The Tourism Ministry has announced that Jamaica will have more airline seats out of Canada for the 2024-25 winter season. The increase, which ranges from 62% to 109%, will be seen with airline partners Sunwing, Flair, and Caribbean Airlines. Canada is Jamaica's second source market. Now, tourism officials say they've been strategically engaging Canada to grow arrivals to 500,000 by 2025. Jamaica is projected to welcome over 4.2 million total arrivals and earn US $4.3 million in earnings this year. Further afield, mortgage rates in the United States are on the rise again after a short reprieve. On Thursday, Freddie Mac reported that the weekly average rate on a standard 30-year mortgage was 6.44%. Rates have increased for 3 weeks in a row and are now well above the 2-year low seen last month. Economists said higher rates reflect strength in the economy, notable in the housing market. Mortgage rates are still more than 1 percentage point lower compared to a year ago. For the Business Minute, I'm O'Shane Masters.
Time now for the top regional and international stories.
in the region, the government of Haiti has announced plans to begin imposing air navigation fees on all aircraft flying over its airspace. According to local officials, in order to support this initiative, the country has installed radars in key locations connected to the control tower at Toussaint-Louverture International Airport. The move will enable Haiti to better monitor and manage its airspace, improving security while generating additional revenue for the country. On the international scene, Israel says the leader of Hamas, Yahya Sinwar, has been killed in Gaza. Sinwar, who topped Israel's most wanted list, was the key figure behind the October 7 attacks. Sinwar's body was identified by DNA records after Israeli troops attacked a building in Rafah, killing 3 men during a routine search for Hamas members. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Sinwar's death does not mean the end of the war in Gaza. And the United States has imposed its first sanctions on Chinese firms for making weapons for Russia's war in Ukraine. In an announcement on Thursday, the U.S. Treasury Department accused 2 Chinese firms of direct involvement in arms supplies to Russia. The department said Chinese companies had collaborated with Russian defense firms in the production of drones. It said the drones were designed, developed, and made in China before being sent to Russia for use in the battlefield. And those were the top regional and international stories. I'm Nikinsky Robinson.
And we head to another break. When we come back, we'll have your midday sports report.